I have done hours upon weeks upon days upon seconds of research to figure out the question that so many people in the zombies community till this day are unable to answer, and we are going to answer this with the most factual and researchical things that you could ever find to figure out in which way what zombies crew is the best crew in the history of zombies, outside of, you know, non-Treyarch ones, because like if we included those guys then we wouldn't care about anything and it would be very sad. Either way, after all this research and everything, I think it's about time I share my deep research and millions of hours put into this to figure out which crew is the best. And today we're going to start off with first looking at the Call of the Dead crew. Now, I'm going to be honest here, Call of the Dead is my least played zombies game. Because of that, we can't, like, you know, just think back, like, listen to the quotes and all that stuff. Like, we can't do any of that because, like, I have no experience with it. So, instead, what I decided to do to figure out how good this crew was is actually just pull up pictures of all of the characters. And, the images I found, are interesting, but, they have names. I don't know if these are the names of the characters or the actors because I know it's a celebrity crew, so we'll just figure out as we go. The first guy we have is Danny here. I think I've seen this guy in a movie or two, but the roles he played, at least in the movies I saw, was that, oh, I'm an evil guy, but then it turned out he wasn't an evil guy, so not the biggest fan of that. So we're going to just like say that's a big nope for the crew in being the best crew in all of zombies, which, by the way, did I mention that? That's what we're trying to figure out, who the best crew is. I can't remember. Either way, we have next Michael, who honestly I have no idea who that is. Never seen him in any movie like ever, so you know that's a huge hit against him. Maybe I just don't watch movies, but which is true too. But regardless, he doesn't look very cool. He looks like he's squinting in the image I got. So you know, you can't really trust people to squint. They're probably people who need to be wearing glasses that aren't, which, you know, those people are just trying to be cool when they're not actually cool. So anyways, next we have Robert. Now Robert right here, he looks like a gnome. Like, this man is a gnome, which at first you would think, well, you can't really hate on a gnome. I mean, what's a gnome do? But then you have to remember there's like a gnome movie that was really dumb that I didn't watch, but I just tell myself it was really dumb because I know everything and everything. So yeah, there's that. And also there's Keemstar. He's a gnome and he's not very good. So, you know, there's like this new stereotype that gnomes aren't very cool people. So I gotta assume Robert is not a very cool guy because he looks like a gnome. So another huge hit to this crew. Then we have Sarah, and the name is not actually here. I'm just assuming her name is Sarah because I think I've heard that once before. So she is actually the only plus to this crew because I think her model actually looks better than any other female model in zombies. Like, I'm not even capping here. Like, honestly, have you seen, like, even compare this with Black Ops 4 Misty and, I mean, Jessica, you just, like, I mean, just like, it just looks better. And yeah, I don't want to dig myself a hole here by saying what I was about to say. Either way, I gotta say, Call of the Dead crew, even though this is my least played zombies map of all, or Treyarch zombies map of all time, I'm going to put them at chill because there's one good character and the rest are there. And also there's a huge hit for having a gnome on your crew, which is never a good thing. Anyways, next thing we're going to jump to is Mob of the Dead crew. And if you're wondering the order we're going in here, I am too. So anyways, the Mob of the Dead crew, we gotta talk about them. I'm looking at my screen like I'm looking at something to relate to the Mob of the Dead crew, but I'm really not, because I still have the same images of the Call of the Dead crew on my thing. So if you see me looking at my screen, it's just me looking at Sarah all over again. Anyways though, one funny thing I found on my phone though, is that when I was looking up, because I couldn't remember the difference between which character was Sal and which one was Finn, because they have the exact same voice actor probably. So when I looked it up, I was actually surprised, because what I found is that the announcer in Mob of the Dead was actually Craig Houston. That's really cool. I didn't know that. And another thing I didn't know is that Brutus, or the guard, or whatever you want to call him, I guess we know him as the Warden now because we figured that out with Blood of the Dead, but he was actually voiced by Nolan North, the same voice actor as Rick Toffin, which was very, very interesting. But either way, overall the crew, let's talk about them. The crew, we have, of course, Weasel, which Weasel's pretty cool. I mean, like, Weasel's an interesting guy. He's kind of a weird guy, but he's interesting. I like it. I like that about him. Then you have Billy, who's probably the coolest character. Like, just if you base him off of cool and nothing else, he's probably the coolest character in all of Zombies. Also, he's voice acted by that one actor, that Ray Liotta. That's his name. I almost had to look that up. I almost forgot that for a second, which is really cool that they had him. And then, of course, you have Cell and Finn. These characters, I can't tell the difference from them when I'm playing as them. If it wasn't for the names on the side, if I just, like, I played Mob of the Dead. I say Mob of the Dead is my favorite map, and I still can't tell the difference between these characters. When I've played this map so many times, I'm all like, who am I? And I got to look at the bottom words. Oh, I'm Finn or I'm Cell. And yeah, they're not very interesting and stuff like that. Anyways, huge hit for them though is that I guess they were kind of screwed over by Blood of the Dead because, like, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about this. So, Mob of the Dead. Well, the whole thing was them going through cycle over and over and over again until the cycle finally broke by the Weasel killing the other three. So what happens? Are they like trapped there and the Weasel gets free, or what happens here? No, they're still trapped in the Alcatraz pocket dimension. They were still there in Blood of the Dead. Like, what did the cycle have to do with anything? Like, yo, I was so mad about that when I saw, like,
Sal, Finn, Al, that teensy little seagull. The ghosts of Alcatraz have bought us the time.
Is that really the explanation we're getting for Blood of the Dead? What did the cycle have to do with anything? We had people coming up with theories that the fact that the cycle is broken in Mob of the Dead breaks the entire cycle. We were going to have some huge implications. Instead, it did nothing. Anyways, overall, I gotta say that the Mob of the Dead crew is top tier, right under the tier of top crews. Because this would because we're not talking about the very best crew in all time. That's what we're trying to figure out yet. But they're not the best crew, but they are really cool because of Billy and because of Weasel, and also because we hear a quote from Richtofen in Garage Crovy saying like something about Cell too, so that also is helpful for them, I guess. Anyways, next crew we're going to talk about is this one, and I want to get this one done with right away because this is one that I feel like I'm going to have a very, very different opinion on compared to a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are going to disagree with me here. I might get a lot of dislikes for this, and I apologize if I'm hurting your feelings when I say this, but I gotta say, this is just me in my opinions, and that's all I could do. That's all I'm trying to do here is share my opinions with everybody here. But, of course, we gotta talk about the Dead of the Night crew. So, the Dead of the Night crew, I know a lot of people right away are going to just say that they're just right there, but I gotta disagree. I do not personally think the Dead of the Night crew are the best crew in all of Zombies. I'm sorry, I try to understand why exactly so many people say that, and I think about it, I think of all the things that make the Dead of the Night crew so great, and the Dead of the Night crew, I think about them, and you have the intro cutscene, probably the best intro cutscene of all of Zombies, when you see them doing this, not actually talking. Like, I understand why you like them so much, but I can't understand why you would think they're the best, or at least personally. I try to. Maybe one day I'll be able to grasp the knowledge that I'm unable to obtain right now for why the Dead of the Night crew are truly the best crew in all of Zombies, but currently I can't do that, and unfortunately I can't say they're the best crew in all of Zombies. So I apologize. I understand if you dislike the video. I understand if you unsubscribe for me saying that, but it's just, I gotta say it how I gotta say it personally. Next, though, we're going to talk about the Shadows of Evil crew. Shadows of Evil crew, they poo-poo except out of Nero. I don't get why people like them. You have Nero, who is cool, then you have Jackie and Vincent, which says a couple funny things every now and then, but really doesn't. But then you have Jessica Rhodes is her name? Question mark. I don't know her name. I hope that I'm not getting names mixed up here, but either way, she's poo-poo. And then you have, of course, Floyd. Now, Floyd's an interesting character because every time I look at him, it reminds me of a TV series about bikers that my dad used to watch, and in that TV show, at the end, I never really watched it all the way through with him, but I did see the last episode, which is what you should do, and at the end, it would play a song like saying, "Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the and then, that's all I think about when it comes to Floyd. Floyd, and that's interesting. So that's a huge up for this crew. So if we have the mixture of Floyd reminding me of that song, and Nero just being cool with Michael Bloomberg, I believe his name is, and both those are huge ups. So this puts them in a mid-tier crew, I guess. I didn't know I was keeping track of tiers here, but I guess that's what I'm doing now. Anyways, they chill, I guess, whatever. Anyways, next crew we have is who are we going to talk about? Oh yeah, Victus. So at first, when you look at this crew, you would think that, oh, they're Victus, Black Ops 2 zombies. Everyone loves Black Ops 2 zombies, except me apparently, because a huge hit against Victus is let's just like the things that hit them. I know there's not that many like negatives about them, but I'll name them off here just real quick, since there's not that many. So huge hit against them is that they were in the worst zombies map of all time, Transit. Second hit against them is that they were in another really top 5 worst zombies of all time inside Die Rise. That's what the map is called. Another hit against them is that you have Marlton on the crew. Another hit against them is that you have Stullinger in the crew. Another hit against them is that you have the most overrated character in all of zombies, Misty, in the crew. And then another hit against them is that they really met like Russ, man. There's something wrong. Well, he's just kind of dumb in the game, and then you see him in the comics and he's cool, and it's just like, why can't we have this in the game? Either way, it's just kind of a whole thing that, you know, not that many things you can name off to hit against them, but there's a problem with every single character and the problem with most of the maps they come in. Also, they were in Togler-Toten, and I was very happy about that. I was really glad to see that the Victus crew ended off the story and not the, you know, one of our 2 favorite crews in all of Zombie, or one of the top tier crews. Did I just spoil stuff? No, I didn't. I didn't spoil things, but, you know, I always wanted to end the story with Victus. I always wanted to end it with Robin from Teen Titans Go, and Misty, who just smoked a ton of cigarettes until she got lung cancer, and then Russman and Stollinger. So that's what I really wanted out of the zombie storyline. So for that, you know, very epic. Anyways, this leaves us only 2 crews left that could possibly be the top 2 crews, or to take the title as the top crew in all of zombies. And oh wait, actually no, I forgot about the Chaos crew. Anyways, they go here. Yeah, I don't. Anyways, let's go back to the versus battle. Now we're doing versus battle. Battle bots, here we go. We got the Ultimis crew in one corner and we got the Premis crew. Let's fight it out. Who's going to win? So let's put up Richtofen against Richtofen. Who's going to win this one? Richtofen's going to win. We have Dempsey against Dempsey. Who's going to win this one? Dempsey wins this one too. Then we have Takio against Takio. Takio wins. You have Nikolai against Nikolai. Nikolai wins again. Dude, this is outrageous. This is like, it was a blowout, guys. It was really a blowout. But if we're being honest for 1 second, the only people that prefer Ultimis over Premis are people that are wrong and they don't know what they're talking about. That's just kind of how it works. Anyways, this concludes my thesis, and that Premis characters are the best crew in all of zombies, and that is very epic, and you all agree with me. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys, even though I'm looking at a camera and not you guys, which is interesting, but overall, I'm right. Thank you guys for appreciating me and all that stuff. But if you guys did enjoy the video and you do agree with me, which is everybody who, I mean, there's no opinions here. There's just facts being spoken here. So if you disagree with me, you're a flat earther. So unless you want to be a flat earther, that means that then like the video if you're not a flat earther. And then subscribe. Yeah, that too, because subscribing is important. And comment and tell me how great my opinions are. I mean, my facts I've shared with you are. And yeah, do all that stuff. But anyways, I'm going to go. Catch you guys in the next stream video or whatever it may be. And laters, guys. I saluted twice there.